Ubisoft conference. This is where Fuzzy works. He knows all of this stuff, guys, so Fuzzy can talk about it.
Right. I don't know what order you want to just go down the order we
Just go
listed. Right?
down, buddy.
Okay. So, I actually saw a lot of this before, like a couple months ago at our annual meeting. But I couldn't say anything about it until it was publicly revealed. But now I can discuss it, which is awesome. Rayman Origin is developed by the guy who did Rayman and Beyond Good and Evil and all that guy. So this guy is like he's Ubisoft's Miyamoto. His name's Michel Ancel. He is the guy who is responsible for the creative soul of Ubisoft. If you want to be very, very hyperbolic, but we're a design house, and this is the guy that we have chosen to make our Rockstar. And Rayman Origin, it's a 4-player co-op game. It's very similar in the vein of the new Super Mario Brothers game. So they're definitely going for a collaborative effort there. And I think when I saw the art, it blew my mind because it looked really good. It looks like a really cool, high-quality game. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I've never played a Rayman game because I've never. I believe that's only PlayStation, right?
Yes.
Yeah, see, that's why. But it looks really cool, so. I don't know. Rayman, yeah, it's announced. Obviously, Fuzzy knows more about the subject at hand than me. But Driver San Francisco, come on now. That is I think it's not a reboot, but it's hashed from an old series, right?
So Driver was an old series. Driver San Francisco, they've gone in a different direction. Before it was sort of like a similar type situation, and then they sort of kind of went GTA style, but now it looks more like a Need for Speed competitor. It feels more like a pure racing game, but in a gritty urban environment. This is that pitch right there kind of sounds like PR bullshit. So I don't know. Maybe I've been fed it too much, but it's in my city, which is I live in San Francisco. And it's cool, but I'm personally not the hugest fan of driving games. Period. So I don't know. I'm semi excited for it.
Yeah, it's also got like 7 exclusives to the PlayStation again. Lucky them. But you're saying it's more of a racing game. It's not like something like Twisted Metal, which also was announced.
Yes, it's not like Twisted Metal at all.
Which is very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Far Cry 3, I'm actually pretty excited for this. I don't know when I'm going to get it for PC or console, but Far Cry 3 was announced. There was a trailer there, pretty in-depth. I think it was live gameplay, too. It wasn't pre-rendered trailers. It looks really good. I think it's running off the Crytek 3 engine.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Yeah, it looks like back to be the open world type thing.
Huge open world. The game that required new graphics cards every time it came out.
Yeah, this is I think it's more like a throwback to the original Far Cry.
Right.
So I'm excited. I really, again, you need to know all the little mechanics of the gameplay, but it's going to look good, it's going to play good, but you don't know how the game itself will be. So
yeah. Also, The Adventures of Tintin was announced. Everyone just dropped their fucking pants right there. I'm very excited for this game, and I'm saying that with sarcasm backing it. But I like the books, but I don't think it needed to be made into a game, to be honest with you.
Yeah, this is one of the linchpins of of our company presentation as well. In addition to, I guess, now E3. So I guess they're really pushing this. But if it were me, I would not have made this one of our linchpins.
Yeah, seriously, there was a good amount of time spent on Tintin.
Yeah, dude. Maybe it's because Spielberg is helming the movie, I think. So it's a tie-in.
I'm actually excited for that.
Right. So that's probably why they're pimping this out. But from a gamer perspective, from a gamer who's over the age of 6, and therefore not attractive to DrChiz anymore, I'm gonna go with I don't give a fuck. A big ol' I don't give a fuck.
You don't give two shits and a fuck?
I do not.
That was really offensive. You didn't need to say something mean like that about me. You're still attracted to me.
That's true. I'm just a little hurt.
Now, this game, I was looking forward to this game since I think it was somewhat announced last E3. I don't know. It was covered somewhere, but I've been waiting for it for a year now. Ghost Recon Future Soldier looks phenomenal. It looks so cool, and it's different. It is like a third-person shooter, but you can also go into first-person perspective, obviously, when running around. So this looks really cool. I love Tom Clancy games for the most part. Splinter Cell Conviction was a great game. So why don't you tell us a little more about this, Mr. Ubisoft?
Future Soldier, I don't really have much experience with. I'm not huge into the Ghost Recon series personally, even though I do work for Ubisoft. I have more experience with the online shooter, Ghost Recon Online. But Future Soldier, I guess it's going to be good. Ubisoft is never really big, huge on the shooter side. They've always sort of taken a backseat. It's interesting to see how Future Soldier is going to compete with Call of Duty and Battlefield. So
Yeah, it comes out like October 1st or something like that. All of these games in fall, which is, that's when they're released normally, but I think they should really put them closer to summertime when there's nothing being released.
but also it's too far away. You want it on the shelves at holiday retail.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
But it's also competing against, top of the line games.
Well, that's kind of the thing they do. You make more money theoretically being on the shelf at Christmas, even if it's a crowded shelf, than you do being on the shelf at summertime. So,
Well, then why does Mass Effect 3 get pushed to March? There's no
Because-
holiday in March.
because that's the new time for non-multiplayer games,
Which
to
I don't
release.
like.
March, May, everything. So you play non-multiplayer games and you play the other one. You know what? This is a different conversation entirely. But let's continue.
Also in Ghost Recon Future Soldier, guess what? It has Kinect compatibility with it. It's like one of its main selling points. So you can play this with Kinect and do all the fancy hand motions, but you're pretty much going to get your ass stomped in multiplayer if you're going against anyone, a 6-year-old with a controller.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of the things it does have going for it with Kinect is the gunsmith feature, which lets you optimize the gun any way you want. You can get to the gas workings of it, the inner bolt. You can make over 20 million different variations of guns. Don't know why you'd want to do that, but you can. It's really cool. It's one of its selling points. And one cool feature is, I don't know if you're inept, but if you say like close quarter combat weapon optimized for this, it'll tear apart your gun and build it appropriately for that scenario. So that's one cool thing Future Soldier has going for it with Kinect, I guess.
Yeah. It looks more like a gimmick than anything.
Yeah.
It's I guess like you mentioned, you definitely do not want to play this in multiplayer unless you have some sort of crazy death wish. I don't even know if that's going to be offered, actually, if that was just a demo portion of the gunsmith shop, or if they are actually doing full, because I really don't think they're doing full integration of Kinect. I think that was just part of the gunsmith thing, which is pretty cool. It's kind of a gimmicky thing. I wouldn't buy it just for that.
No.
But the menu system looks pretty cool when you're customizing your gun. So hey, this might be one of the good useful integration. It obviously will not motivate anybody to buy a Kinect just for that functionality.
Oh, I'm totally going out and getting one just to
Yeah.
yell at my screen.
Right. So
And the last one for Ubisoft was obviously the new Assassin's Creed game, which this dick over here has known all about this whole time. Assassin's Creed Revelations, Ezio's rumored final chapter, and it looks really cool. He looks like he's freaking 50 in this game, and I'm pretty much excited for it because I love the Assassin's Creed series since the first one.
yep. So this wraps up Ezio's storyline. And as you mentioned, I've known a little bit about it for a little bit, but yeah, it looks. I'm not personally, and this sounds like heresy, but I'm not super into Assassin's Creed. I know there are a lot of people out there
What
who
a
love
dick.
it. For me, I've always just been intrigued by it, but
It's got a good story.
I was really put off by the first and second one. The second one, unskippable cutscenes.
Are you talking about the first one's gameplay?
The first one's gameplay,
Because it was repetitive as hell.
annoying and repetitive.
Yeah.
Second one's storylines, cutscenes, unskippable.
Yeah.
That alone makes me want to never play the game again.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I haven't even played Brotherhood yet. I need to pick that up just to fill in the void in the story, but it has that multiplayer aspect, which I hope Revelation doesn't have, but we'll see then. But
will.
it will?
it definitely will.
I hate you so much. Look at
Of
that.
course it will. Of course
See,
it will.
why do games have to do that?
Why wouldn't it have that multiplayer? The multiplayer was really well received and it was really well done. It was an interesting piece of design. So I think we'll definitely see it come back.
Fine. Is this the end of Assassin's Creed or the end of Ezio's story?
The end of Ezio's story. They're not going to kill off the Assassin's Creed franchise. Are you kidding?
Just throwing that out there. I'm hoping Desmond gets some fucking airtime. Yeah, alright. Alright, guys, that's the end of the Ubisoft conference. Now we're going to throw it over to Sony, which is fascinating. They spent the first 15 or so minutes apologizing for PSN being down. Very good. NPR. Why did I say NPR? Why
Did
the
you mean
fuck-
PR?
I meant PR. I don't know why the fuck I said NPR.
Because you're
Cut.
an idiot?
Okay.
No.
I'm
you
not
don't-
putting that
I'm-
in. No.
You're absolutely putting it in because
No.
I'm never going to let you continue.
No.
You're going to keep talking, you keep trying it, I'm going to keep referencing it.
But now there's this giant
No.
fucking void here.
Now you just embrace this.
I'm
There
not
you
gonna
go.
fucking put this in. It's like a
Yes,
minute
you
of
will.
airtime.
Yes, you will.
Fucking hate you. Alright, guys, we're going on to Resistance 3, which was announced last year again, but they showed more footage. And, it looks like a desolate dude in a desolate wasteland with a big alien, I guess. I don't really follow the Resistance story. If I had a PlayStation, I'd definitely play it because it looks really good.
Yeah, if you held a gun to my head and said choose which is Killzone and which is Resistance, I would not know. So,
Yeah, I
uh,
wouldn't either. If you didn't put the name under there and you just showed gameplay, I couldn't pick it
maybe,
out.
maybe if you showed the Hellgast. But
Well, that doesn't
now,
count.
having said that, now I just realized I don't know which series the Hellgast is in. So
Oh my god.
yeah, I think it's Killzone. But yeah, so the point of the story of what I'm saying is, in terms of shooting, I don't know the difference between the two. So you could say anything you tell me beyond that is yeah.
Thanks, Fuzzy. You just
Right.
rambled on about nothing for 5 seconds. All right. Uncharted 3 was also shown more there. Phenomenal looking trailer, obviously, as always. Uncharted outdoes everyone when it comes to their graphical work, so that looks pretty. Once again, don't have a PlayStation. If I did, I'd probably pick this game up.
Uncharted 2 was one of I think it was the best game that came out that year for me. Story and gameplay and just design and everything about the game is really well done. So if they continue in that trend, Uncharted 3 should be really good.
Okay, good then. Special bonus if you get Bioshock Infinite, which, by the way, another trailer was shown for that. You do get Bioshock 1 on Blu ray for the PS3. So, hope you all get those stocking stuffers. This is a weird thing that they announced and I didn't see coming. They're trying to optimize everything for 3D gameplay for the PlayStation 3. So, what they're going to be doing is selling a 24-inch 3D display for the PlayStation 3, and it comes with two glasses, a 6-foot HDMI cable, and Resistance 3. This does not include the system, and it is $500.
Yes. So 3D, I'm not sold on. I've seen every iteration of it at GDC and other developer events, basically since they first hit the gaming space. Like when you see a 3D technology, you think automatically movies and 3D and gaming. And the problem with if you ever watch a 3D movie, you can't always focus on the same thing for a long time because you kind of get a headache. You
Right.
always have to be flicking your eyes around. When you have a game where there's a central focal point, say Resistance 3, you have to keep looking at your fucking crosshairs. You're gonna be you're gonna get a pretty serious headache, I think, when you play 3D. And so far, no game has made 3D uh, a compelling reason to purchase a 3D TV for me.
Yeah, I don't see anything. People own 3D TVs, but it's because it's got the backwards compatibility. Obviously, it's not the selling point.
Yeah.
So Black Ops had 3D, but I don't know anyone who got it or played it for
I
that
think
feature.
somebody tried it and just got a headache
Yeah.
for YouTube.
Um,
So
the big announcement, though, which was like the Kinect selling point of the Xbox conference, what for Sony's was the PlayStation NGP, which was announced as the PlayStation Vita, which sounds awfully a lot like PETA. It's Italian for life, you know. It's their new handheld console. It's got like camera in the front, camera in the back, dual analog shock sticks. It's got the 6-axis thingy on it or whatever. I'm just talking on my ass here from what I can remember from the conference.
yeah, so every single gimmick you see in the Kinect is sort of condensed into just one little system that you actually have to purchase as well.
Right.
So this is the Vita right here. It remains to see how they're going to implement this. I've seen a few concept games over at Ubisoft, and I've seen some other stuff online, which has been announced. I can't discuss the Ubisoft stuff, but there are some interesting applications of the dual touchscreens.
See, I
The
don't
problem,
really understand that. They said I've seen the touchscreen on the front. They didn't show anything on the back. How does the back touchscreen exactly work? Because aren't your hands there?
right? That's the point. So imagine you ever hold a DS,
Right.
right? So imagine the center panel on the back side of the DS is a touchscreen.
Mm-hmm.
So you manipulate that with your fingers that are wrapped around the thing, and you see obviously the input on the front screen.
Mm-hmm.
So it shows that one thing you would think is like say map So say you hold down Y with one button and you manipulate the map with the back button without ever taking your hand away from the holding position. So it depends again on how to implement it, and there's going to be a lot of creativity around that. I'm excited for that. That said, the first iteration of most of these is going to just blow. It's going to be a gimmick.
Yeah, a lot of these are just using the features that were given to it as gimmicks. They're not like core aspects of the game and used for a centralized purpose. And the games that were announced were Mod Nation Racers, which I don't own a PS3, but I did play quite a bit of that at the local GameStop because I'm a troll a lol. And that was a pretty fun game. You can apparently make your own map and change features of it on the PSP version. Sorry, Vita version of it, my bad. So that looks like a bit of fun. I don't really know though. Ruin was another game announced. I believe that is the game though that has cloud saving on it. So what you can do is resume your save game on your PlayStation 3 and vice versa. So you can take it handheld, level up, do stuff, and then resume it at home sitting at your couch, and then vice versa. Which
That's pretty cool. It's like the Pokewalker for Pokemon.
Yeah. And there's an Uncharted. I don't know if it's a specific version in the series, but they showed some Uncharted gameplay. That's going to be up on there too. Gimmicky stuff on it using the touch screen to, jump from place to place when you can simply move with the analog sticks at a more precise ability. So I guess that's cool.
Yeah. A lot of the gimmicks first gen you'll see like with the Wii, like the Wii did, because they would basically replace the button press with a waggle, and you're thinking, why would they do this? It's still so a mouse is already really precise input, and when you go to analog sticks from a mouse, you're giving up a certain degree of precision for functionality for ease of use or portability. When you add a touchscreen, you're going away from the analog sticks. For me, I think you're taking this step a little too far in terms of giving up performance for function for. I can't think of the word, but
No, I got you. That's the thing. It's not only gimmicky, but I don't really see a purpose for it when I can simply just use the given analog sticks there, or even the D-pad looking, button on the Vita. Plus, I've never understood why anyone loves to play games on a touch screen, because you're blocking your vision while you're optimizing the game right there, when you can just use the standard analog feature to it.
That's what the dual touchskin does. You can manipulate the touchscreen
I get
without.
that's now. That's now, yeah. But I'm talking about like previously.
So hopefully you'll be able to see that.
And Little Big Planet announced for that too. I think that has cloud saving in it. And Street Fighter Cross Tekken. This was announced last E3. It's obviously both series into one game. Like Marvel versus Capcom. Is it? Yeah, fucking stupid.
Yeah,
Marvel vs. Capcom.
Capcom versus Tatsunoko, yeah.
Yeah, or
DC Universe.
DC Universe.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that, and you get the dude from Infamous if you get the PlayStation version. So, and that's also going to be on the PS Vita. Basically, their selling point was the Vita for this whole thing, with the big titles out of the way. Not a whole lot of new IP was announced at the Sony conference, and you can get the Vita for Wi-Fi for $249 US, or you can get the 3G for $299. But as people in the conference agree with everyone, they groaned when they heard that the 3G service was a contract through AT&T cell towers. So I don't know why you'd want to even pay the $50 extra to be using their service.
I'm not sure either. So the overall, you're going to see console manufacturers try to switch from game sales to hardware sales, because they haven't put out a new iteration of the 360 or the PS3. And if you think back, the PS3 was launched, or the 360 was launched
a year before,
5-6 years ago. So there hasn't been any huge new movement in hardware sales. So they need to sell peripherals in order to stay fiscally solvent when it comes to this sort of thing, because they are just spending a lot of R&D, and they need to sell these units.
And I forgot to mention that you were talking about peripherals, so the Kinect, and I forgot to mention this, but everything talked about, or almost everything talked about in the Sony conference, was also optimized to work with Sony Move. Future Soldier, Resistance 3, all of that moved because they want to sell those units too, obviously.
Yeah, they had the Move shooter. I think it might have been
It
SOCOM
was so
at.
calm.
Yeah, they had a demo at E3 or at MLG, and I played it, and it's. I'm just thinking the whole time, why the hell would I use this and not the controller? So if they can finagle a way around that idiocy, then I'm all for it. I'm definitely into alternative systems. So
Yeah, I'm not looking too happy for their installment to these peripherals because they even showed a gladiator type game. I can't think of the name right now, where you block with a shield and a sword, and it looked pretty gimmicky and plainly retarded. I'm gonna put it using just the Kinect, which has no obvious peripherals in your hand. But I'm not really excited for anything they've featured for games for these devices yet.
yep.
So that is the end of episode 1 of GNN. Obviously, the next episode will be coming out on Wednesday to cover the Nintendo conference and that new system and whatever else stuff comes out at E3. Hope you guys enjoy this. Please subscribe to FuzzyOtterBalls. He has a very small penis, and every subscriber makes it grow a centimeter. So
No, it makes it feel like it grows a centimeter. So yeah, it makes me feel better when you come over and subscribe. And yeah, so
then
maybe
please,
someday my parents will hug me, but let's hope.
they're dead, Fuzzy. They're dead.
They're dead to me.
Well, same thing. I'll go kill them. Fuck. So yeah, go subscribe to Fuzzy. Stay tuned for more of this, and have a great day, everyone. Fuzzy, any last words?
Fuck you, Fred.
You heard it from the man himself. Fuck you. Peace.